What's up, agents? Zer here, welcome back to the lab. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make balloons inside of Minecraft. Now, before we go any further, this is not using any add-ons, this is not using any resource packs. This is built directly into the game, and in order to get access to this, you need to go into your game settings, and you have to do this before you open up your world, because otherwise you will not have access to this. You need to go down to cheats, you have to have activate cheats turned on, and then right below you can see Education Edition, which I already have turned on. So again, this is built directly into the game. You do not have to download anything extra in order to get access to this, which is really nice. And I already did one video regarding Education Edition. I basically explained how Education Edition works and all the different components that you can have inside of Education Edition. If you want to check that video out, check the description. There will be a link to the entire Education Edition playlist. You can go ahead and see the first video I did on that playlist to explain how Education Edition works. I'm not going to get into detail on that in this video. I'm just going to be focusing on, well, the balloons, what I said I was going to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So we need all the materials that are inside the chest. We need 5 carbon, we need 8 hydrogen, 1 helium, 1 lead, and 1 colored dye of your choice. I'm going to be using bone meal for this example. Now, first thing you need to do is you need to go into the compound creator, which, by the way, this is one of the new blocks introduced in the game because of Education Edition. You cannot get this in the game otherwise. You need to go ahead and put in your 5 carbon and your 8 hydrogen, and this will create latex. Now, the interesting thing about the compound creator is that this is an endless supply. As long as I have these materials inside the compound creator, I can get a limitless amount of latex. But for the purposes of making the balloon, I only need 6. So I pull out 6. Alright, so now we need to go into the actual crafting table. So here's what we need to do. We need to take the helium and put it in the direct center of the crafting table. Take the lead, we need to put directly below the helium. Take your color dye, again I'm using bone meal as an example, place it above the helium. Go ahead and take all 6 of your latex and go ahead and surround the remainder of the crafting recipe, and there you go. You've got yourself your balloon. And again, I'm going to say this one final time. Bone meal, for the sake of the example, gives me a white balloon, and that is how you actually make the balloon inside Minecraft. Now, what exactly can you actually do with this balloon? Well, you can obviously already see the first thing you can actually do with the balloons. You can actually attach them to fence posts and they will legitimately float. And I found out something interesting. Whether or not you guys find this interesting is completely up to you. If you punch this balloon a few times, it will sway in that direction, and then when you stop, it will sway back and forth slightly until it reaches the center once again. So it does have some basic IRL physics, which is actually kind of nice. Now, there is a couple of other things that you can actually do with this balloon. So I've got a bow and I've got an arrow. So I think you guys can obviously see what I'm attempting to do with this balloon. So I can go ahead and shoot this balloon and it will actually pop. It doesn't make this exact same sound of a balloon popping as it does in real life, but you can actually pop the balloons with a bow and arrow, which is actually kind of nice. And one other thing, you can actually pop the balloons in a second way. If you attach them to a fence post and you let them go, they will float up all the way to your ceiling and then pop. So those are 2 different ways that you can pop balloons, just with a bow and arrow and just letting them float upward. Obviously, it doesn't float very far because I'm inside my lab, but it's okay. It's not really a problem. Now, there is one final thing that you can do with these balloons, and this can create some really funny situations depending on how you have this set up. You can attach these to mobs. So I can go ahead and attach this to a chicken. The chicken's going to float all the way up and float back down, which is actually kind of cool. So you can actually make mobs float pretty much as high as you want, even up until they reach the block limit, and then I'm assuming the balloon will pop and the animal will fall down to their death, which is a little bit morbid, but that is technically how the balloon actually works. So that is literally all you need to know on how to make balloons and use them inside the Minecraft. Now, obviously, there are a ton of other things that you can do inside of Education Edition. There are a ton of other crafting recipes that you can go ahead and get into, but I'm not going to be focusing on that in this video. I'm going to be focusing on that in future videos. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. Well, more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zer0's Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.